Hello guys, Acto here, and welcome to Shiritori. So this module will look pretty similar to Hiragana and Katakana, which I covered previously, but in this case there will be more than, I think the most you could have had to 2 on those ones, but these will be longer. And in this case we're not typing in what each one says, it's going to be slightly different this time. It draws inspiration from the classic Japanese game Shiritori, and basically all we have to do is we take the last character here in the kana representation of it and use that as our first letter of the next word. Thankfully there is a large table of available words. However, there are some rules that we can't use, most of which are covered on this table. But the most important one, or one of the important ones, is previously used words. And that actually includes words that Shiritori module itself is also already used. For example, this word here, we couldn't use if this character ends up being the last one. Like, for example, this is actually not what the module normally generates as, but I've set a mod setting which starts on the kana side. If we quickly show this, this is how the module would normally generate if you wanted a little extra challenge. So, going back to the kana side, let's get started. So, for this first one, we have this character, which is here. So let's just go for this word here. But we have to remember for this letter, does it actually have it here? It doesn't have it, does it? It doesn't have the word here, so we don't have to worry about that because we probably won't get it anyway. But let's use this word, which we type in the characters here and it will change it to the character next to it for us. So in this case, we're looking for I, and then KA. And if we get it right, the time will start and then we have to do the same again. This time we're using this character, which we can type in immediately, KU. And again, let's just use the top one again. So the other character we need is somewhere. Is it Mo? Is this one? We press enter once and the green line will disappear, and then we press enter again to submit. And then we have to do this 10 times on normal mode, but there's an easy mode which sets it to 5 instead. So, next one. Be careful with this one because these two look very similar. This one I think is IE. And looking for words that start with that. We have just this, I think. Up next we have this bomb character here. He's MA. Finding that one. Be that 3 symbol. True, I think. Double check. Yep. It's just basically the same thing over and over again. Of course, this would be quicker if you just know it off by heart. Also, be careful. This character here is actually this one here. So in this case, for this character, you're typing in KI. And then let's use the top one again. Be careful, it's not this one. It is. To double check. This one, I think. Next one, we're starting with she. Let's risk going for a longer one, hope we don't get it wrong. So we have the H shape. It's here somewhere. Why am I not seeing it? Okay, I feel like I'm being blind, so let's try one of these other ones. So let's just go for the top one again. Which is TA. Okay, up next we have Sue. Let's go for this one because this one looks interesting. Or do you want to risk that one? Yeah, let's see what happens. So be careful with it. It's the sort of L shape with the quotation marks. So it's G. Let's see if this actually works. Oh, that's that's actually quite an interesting word having to do with the characters next to each other. Sure, it's not interesting because that happens in English as well, but I just wanted to see if that worked. Next we have this character, which we had before, I think. Oh no, we didn't have this one before. This is Wa, I think. Oh, that's the H symbol I was looking for. Okay, here we have this one. Let's try and use the H symbol then. So that it was just N, or not. Oh, is it just the same with anything? No. I'm not sure how that one works then. So, apologies that I don't understand that one. Let's try one of the simpler ones then. Let's just use the top one again, like we've always been doing. and gives that. Next we have KTaNE. So for an interesting, more interesting one again, and by more interesting I mean just not the 2-letter one, or the 2-character one. So we then have you and that symbol, which is foo. Then we've got the one we used before, which was Sue, I think. Yeah. And we can't use this one again, so let's just use the one above it. I think that's what it is. And after 7, long time I took to do that. We get a self module. Unfortunately, I can't comment on doing this from the kanji side, but let me just go through this extra stuff. Typing KA, for example, KA corresponding to this character, will transcribe to that character. But if you type JYA or JA, it will transcribe to that. Because that's why it is here. So essentially you can type 2 characters at once. Double consonants. The consonants will Sue, and I won't tell you what that means, but I don't know. Using double consonants like KKA would be this, which would be the Sue symbol, and this one. And then using that, this would transcribe to this in a similar way. Sorry that I'm giving sort of a hand wavy explanation of this. If someone wants to go through this in more in-depth, feel free to do so. But thankfully for this table, you don't have to know this whole thing off by heart. So hopefully this tutorial was helpful to help you understand how to at least approach Shiritori now. And I'll see you guys in the next tutorial. I'll see you later.